Joined with head men's basketball coach Mike Schauer after his team's 84-50 victory over North Park. Coach, a pretty dominant effort from your group that had to use a lot of your depth because of some early foul trouble. What were kind of your thoughts on having to go through a lot of guys there in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, we really haven't faced that kind of foul trouble, and to have Ye and Tyson in that amount of foul trouble so early, and obviously they didn't score a point in the whole first half, and to be up 20 is reflective of a couple things. One, this team has just become so committed defensively. I've coached for a long time. There aren't very many teams I've coached that play harder and play with a more competitive edge defensively than this group. They just enjoy the challenge of stopping other people, and then obviously you saw why we're to have Luke Anthony back. It's we're adding another all-conference caliber guard, and I said this to him during practice. It shocks me how quickly he can transition back to basketball. He really hasn't picked up a ball for a couple months because of his commitment to enroll with the football team, but the kid's a winner, and to have him come back and really not even know all of the plays we're trying to run, and yet able to step into that role and knock down some shots and really make it so that we have another place to go offensively is pretty remarkable, and why we're going to get to be a pretty difficult team to guard. That being said, I've been really pleased with the defensive effort of Colin Uvegas and how Cade is playing. These are guys that kind of stay in their lane and they just dominate that lane. Cade is becoming such a complete rebounder, defender, and is able to get to the rim that you have to guard him and account for him. And then Colin has just turned into such a good defensive player who is able to contribute offensively. I kind of like where this team has the chance to go as we sort of grow here throughout the second semester.
Yeah, you ran a lot of the early offense through Cade in the post. What's really been his biggest improvement as we see him with another double-double tonight?
Yeah, I mean, really, he just needed minutes. I mean, he's kind of done this at times for us, and yet we had some forward depth ahead of him, and so he's become such a good passer out of the post. What I love is he does most of his post moves to the middle, which keeps the floor open and the opportunity to kick it out, and yet go to his dominant hand. Obviously, he's a right-handed player, and it's nice to just have a guy that you can throw it to as the offense moves around towards the end of it and get some post touches. But what he's improved on the most is he's really excelling defensively, and obviously his rebounding numbers sort of speak for themselves.
You kind of hit the halfway point here after 11 games. What are your thoughts on how your group has progressed here to reach with a decent record and 3 conference wins already?
Yeah, I hope 8-2 is a little better than decent. Otherwise, the standard's pretty high. Yeah, be 8-2 and 3-0 to be sitting atop the league standings here heading to Christmas. I'm pretty pleased with. But what I really like about this team is that it just has a defensive edge to it. We have a competitive edge to us. That if that can carry over and we can bring that back from Christmas, I'm not predicting how many games we win or where we'll finish in the league, that sort of stuff, but I do know we'll be a tough out because teams that play as hard as we do defensively just are not a lot of fun to play.